Today's video is going to be a little different than some of my other videos, but I want to share with you guys how we butcher our chickens. So if you guys have been following along, you know that we have broiler chickens and we got them in April, and it is the middle of June sometime. So we are at almost, I think, 9 weeks with our chickens. So we're going to go over everything that Lauren does with the chickens. So I think it's been 3 years in a row that we did the meat chickens. Other years, what Lauren did to butcher the chickens, he would butcher the chickens, and then he has a process on how he does it, but then he had to pull out all the feathers and stuff. So this year he wanted to do something different with it, and he got this machine at Fleet Farm, and you put the chickens in there and it takes all the feathers and stuff off. So that's what we're going to be doing different this year. So if you guys are sensitive to this kind of stuff, then maybe not watch this video. But if you're interested in how we butcher the chickens, just keep watching. So I'm just going to go over the steps quick on what Lauren does, and then he'll actually do it and I'll show you that. So instead of doing the traditional cutting off the head and letting it go crazy, puts the chicken in there and it settles down the chicken, and then he does a little slit in the neck and he lets it drain out. And then from that step we go to the barrel, and right now he has it hooked up to the propane and we're getting it up to, I think he said 148 degrees. And then he put in this machine, and this takes all the feathers and stuff off. This is when he does the next step of taking everything out. And then he has a bucket of ice water, and that's the last step, and then we package it. Lauren just did is he just did a little slit in his neck, and now we just let it drain out, and then we move on to the next step.
Big chunk of it just
And you gotta make sure whatever you touch.
Why do you gotta hose it?
Keep it clean.
To keep it clean. Because then anything that's
Bacteria, whatever.
anything that's rotten goes down there.
So Lauren's just finishing up putting the rest of the chickens in the bags, and then we're going to be putting them in the cooler. That's where he's going to have them right now, and then we're going to put them in our freezer. And then my goal is to take half of these and can the meat. That'll be my first time canning our own chicken. I just recently did that with a friend. She just taught me how to can chicken legs and stuff recently. So that is one way you can store your chickens if you guys have too many and you can't store them in the freezer. So there was another person that did this also because they didn't have enough freezer space for all their chickens. So they canned them, and then they were able to just store their jars and stuff on the shelf wherever they store the rest of their food. So that is what we're going to be doing. How many chickens did we end up having? Did you keep track? I know we had, I think it was like 13 altogether. We lost 2, and then we just lost another one today. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So
11.
Okay, 10. Wait, okay.
There's not one on there.
All right, so when I ordered the meat chickens, I got, I think it was like 12. We had 2 that died. So when I ordered the meat chickens, I ordered 12 of them, and one of them died. So they ended up replacing that one, and they ended up sending me another one with the replacement one. So we ended up losing the 3 just recently. So we have 10 out of what we got. So that's pretty good. And then we still have chickens from one other year in our freezer. So this is what did we get last year? I thought we said we got more than what we actually did. I don't remember. So do you think that's a good amount to get at first?
Yeah. Like first time people?
Yeah.
8.
8, you think? Okay.
Yeah,
so the thing is when you know that you're going to end up butchering your chickens, you have to take the time to have everything ready and have everything set up and have all your supplies. So with us this year, it's the new machine to take all the feathers off. But otherwise, Lauren has everything set up to how he did it another time. When Lauren was going to butcher the chickens last year, he ended up taking a different barrel to do that for the chickens. He said that the turkeys were too big for the barrel that he used, the bushel barrel.
I had a bushel basket, like a galvanized bushel basket, not a boiling pan, because those are too expensive.
Oh. Okay, so Lauren just made something for him to be able to put the chickens in when he had to do the heating part. So he just had barrels to do that, and then he needed 2 different sizes because of how big our turkeys were one year. Last year they were smaller than the other ones. This year I have 4 turkeys, and we'll be doing that closer to Thanksgiving, Christmas time. So he has everything for that. So the research part of getting things ready is having your propane, having your tank for heating up the hot water, another barrel or garbage can he's using for the ice water. And then if you want to pluck your own feathers off the chickens, that just takes more time. This cone thing that we put the chickens in before we start the process. And when we started doing this, I kind of said, we have to do it in a way, I know he was researching it too, but we had to do it in a way where if the kids were watching, that it wasn't like too nasty and too gory for them to watch. So when we do that step, it's on the other side of the trailer and the kids don't see it happening. But it's less like, what's the word? Trauma to the chicken when you do it in the way that we're doing it versus people just cutting off the head and letting them run around crazy. So we try to do it to where if the kids are watching, they can watch. And then if they choose not to watch, they don't have to watch. So some of the kids watched this time. Some of the kids wanted to know like some of the steps to it. Gage is a little bit more involved than some of the other kids, but it's all by choice on what they want to do and what they want to watch. So the first year that we did it, some of the kids didn't want to be down here or have any part of it. I actually didn't have any part of it when he first did it. But this time around, it seemed to be a lot smoother. Do you think it went a lot smoother because you had that thing? So if you want the process to go faster, get a plucker. So it's a yard bird. And I'll see if I can find a link on Amazon for you guys. Otherwise, I'll find a link somewhere and you guys can
take a picture of that and they could scan it.
Oh yeah. Well, not on there maybe. I don't know. Well, if I do it some other way. Okay. Also, the cleanup I think was a lot better this time. Okay, we do everything at the end of our driveway down by our coop area. This way we have everything in one area. We don't have anything up by the house when we do this. But if you guys have any questions that you guys want us to answer, just leave them in the comments down below and we'll try to answer them the best we can. So with Lauren doing this 3 years, do you think this year was a little bit nicer?
Yes.
Okay, only because...
The weather and the...
Oh yeah, the weather too.
It was humid last time. At nighttime and I was almost in the dark doing it.
Yeah. Okay. So I just wanted to share that with you guys. Let me know in the comments down below too. Also, if you guys are butchering your own chickens and do this kind of stuff too. And let me know how you guys do it. So otherwise, hopefully you guys liked today's video. Don't forget to give me a big thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe. And I'll see you in the next one.